Hi, welcome to the Escondido podcast. And today I wanted to talk again about Joe Coyle because he came up in the Escondido Times Advocate today again. And I know that they're in the same building, but we let this guy kind of fade off because he is clearly says one thing and does another. And with our current leadership, we have enough of that. And the connection there, it's like if it works for one person in our community, more people try it. And it's this just two faces of, public representation that's really, really getting out of hand in our community. I wanted to raise a question about leadership representation and what it means to serve an entire community. One of those things would not be supporting an ice range in our town that is highly Hispanic, and it just doesn't go with what the town vibe is, and then turn around and support one Mexican group to go to Osaka. It's so contradictory to what is happening. And I just don't get what the purpose of being like that is. They can't stand for anything because they're so busy kissing something. So Joe Coyle has said publicly in the Times Advocate that his goal is to let the community know that Escondido Chamber of Commerce is on the move and better than ever, and that he wants to bridge our relationship with all of Escondido and Valley Center and build a thriving community for businesses and those they serve. I think it's a noteworthy goal if it was only true. But I've also read public statements Mr. Coyle has made on his own private Facebook page. And he's tried to clean it up a little bit, but he certainly wasn't going to take everything off because he is MAGA. He is not a Republican, a generic Republican. He is MAGA. That must stay on his Facebook page. And he's doing the same thing, like where he says one thing about everybody else who opposes Trump, and he talks the same rhetoric about them that he doesn't want them to say about Trump. And it's just so bizarre. He has called people who oppose Trump ruthless, hating, and cruel. People with no moral and no conscience. He has referred to people he considers woke as deplorable, which deplorable was a name given to Trump followers, and Trump engaged it. And if you look up the meaning of deplorable, why Trump took it and ran with it, and all the followers were like, that's us. They must not have had a dictionary. So, anyways, he's using that horrible word on people that say anything against Trump now. He questioned their spiritual health and suggested that people who cannot respect and support the president should find another home. Who does this man think he is to say that to anyone? My concern isn't that Mr. Coyle supports President Trump, but if I think about it, it probably is because there's information out now that should stop everyone in their tracks that does support Trump. Because, and remember, if you're a Trump follower, he signed the release of transparency of the Epstein files for you. So now you should feel obligated to research what's inside of there. And if you're wondering why that hasn't come to court, I mean, if there was something there, it would already been in court. He was the acting president when it got released and he shut it down. Then he wasn't the president and now he is again. And as you can see, no action is legally being taken. But I will leave a description of some. Remember the Transparency Act. I'll tell you where to go look to find a very interesting page of the Epstein files. And you'll be able to figure out why everyone should have a problem with this. Um, he has a right, he has every right to his political opinions. My concern is the broad condemnation of people who disagree with him in his position as the ambassador of Escondido Chamber of Commerce. If your stated goal is to build relationships with all of Escondido and Valley Center, how do you do that while publicly characterizing large groups of fellow citizens as hateful, immoral, deplorable, or people that should find another home? How would you do that? Joe Coyle, again, I'm inviting you to reply. How do you do that? So, what I'm thinking, this is just my personal opinion, is that it's fake. You don't really want to help everybody who's in Escondido. You don't really want to pull everyone together. Most of the people that speak at the Chamber of Commerce are deliberately Republicans, and this is all you planning all this stuff out. Um, and you're supporting Trump in any way you can. You support ICE and all of the other policies that break down a community. And you just think that if you say the right thing and get yourself in the paper, that we will all think that Joe Coyle is a great guy. And that's not going to happen. A Chamber of Commerce represents a diverse business community. Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservative, liberals, and people who don't care about politics at all are part of that community. You are excluding large groups. So my question isn't whether Joe Coyle has a right to his opinion. Of course he does, and so does everyone else. My question is whether this kind of public rhetoric on his Facebook page, where he posts stuff that's going on in the Chamber of Commerce, is consistent with the inclusive community leadership the Chamber says it wants to provide. Hey, thanks for showing up.